Hello and welcome back. Today I'm going to talk about something that the Upledger Institute offers around the US for therapists. They invite advanced therapists. You can be an adjunct therapist. I think the requirement is at least SER1. It's called Comprehensive Therapy Program. So I attended Comprehensive Therapy Program in Truth or Consequences, New Mexico. That was, I think, before I took my advanced classes. Yeah, I just the order of my videos. I have to talk about it after the classes. So, Truth or Consequences, Comprehensive Therapy Program. I went there in 2016, and I was an adjunct therapist. So, what a comprehensive therapy program looked like back then, I don't know if they still do it that way. I can only talk about my experience. It's usually we're in it was a big loft, like a big place, and there are like 4, 5, 6 real patients, clients, and they pay for that intensive, comprehensive therapy program. So they're usually suffering from something chronic, and they want to do some deep healing. And it's depending on how many therapists are there, it's usually 4 or 5 therapists treating one client. So it's kind of like the clients pay for the advanced therapy experience. And it was a great experience. I enjoyed it, but the energy is truth or consequences, I don't know. I had 2 interesting personal SERs, and I literally had to, I think I wasn't there the last day. Was it the last day or the last 2? Because I got sick. But sick as in like I was detoxing something. So Truth or Consequences also has those mineral springs. It's the healing water. It's literally coming out of your faucet in the hotel room. You can just float in your big ass tub and do some healing. It used to be a rehabilitation town back in the, I don't know, 1800s, 1900s. You'd have to Google that. But it's an interesting place. So, adjunct therapist I am. There was an interesting, and again, like I said, Spirit always sets up something for me, and I believe that's what Spirit does for everybody. Most people, we are just, when we're not aware of that's how the world works, we're just taking, I mean, it's what they call anxiety. So, people take antidepressants and anti-anxiety medication, but in the end, how I look at it is the body is showing you something that needs to be healed. And I'm going to talk about it down the line about family constellation work with Hellinger. So there's something in our nervous system, the things we have experienced, and while we experienced them, we weren't emotionally grown or stable, or we didn't know how to deal with it. It left some grief. So for me, what came was just something in our nervous system. So what came up for me in Truth or Consequences. On one day, we had this lady, I think she had can't remember what she had, some chronic issues. And I'm sitting at her head, and then the other therapists were somewhere else, and I'm looking at her, and her face was shape-shifting into my grandmother's face. My grandmother had passed in 2006, yes, 10 years prior. And I remember that was the time also, like I said, when I was really, really sick. So on top of already being sick, so my grandmother also passed, and I remember when she was in hospice, there was an event which is very personal, so I'm going to not share that one. But so here I am 10 years later, 2016, Truth or Consequences, and this lady on the table, shape-shifting. I see my grandmother in her face, and I'm like, okay. So I'm just like, being a therapist, I'm like, okay. Thinking to myself, it's always just self-talk, you don't say it in front of the patient or client. So I'm just like, okay. And then I got this psychic smell. I'm also psychic with sense, so I can smell something. It's not there, you won't smell it, but it's a psychic smell. So it's the memory in the olfactory nerve. I can also, I can smell it with myself, and I can smell it, what comes up for people. Anyway, so I smelled, and I smelled my grandmother. And I'm like, okay, just to myself. I'm like, damn it. I'm like, okay, Spirit, don't mess with me right now, because here I am. I just want to be the good adjunct therapist. I can't make it about myself. But then the spirit of my body or of my being is like, you're making it about yourself. You're going to release that. So I had to literally that lady. And maybe that's why she was sick. Maybe she's just channeling dead people. That's what I'm thinking about now. I'm like, she probably didn't have the good boundaries. So literally this incarnate souls could take that lady's energy and manifest something, because that's what I experienced. And I'm like, that's why that lady is so exhausted. But anyway, back then I didn't really know that, but now I know because sometimes I get clients who are like just depleted, like, pfft. Or in my own experiences, I'm going to share some more later on where I literally just suck dry, like someone is taking the energy, electricity out of you, like whoop, and there's usually some stuff hanging around that's not supposed to be around. So I had to excuse myself from the table, and I just went and did my breathing, moved it out of my body. There's a way how I release things, so I just released it, and good was. So that was a great healing experience. There's another story which was really interesting. I think I'm gonna make that a separate video. I'm gonna talk about it in my next video because it's kind of like funny, or not.